Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News. A body language expert reveals what she believes to be Grant Ellis's fate on The Bachelor. The leading man is excited for his run on the dating show to be over, especially after facing player, rumors, and disaster dates. He only has a couple more hours as the face of The Bachelor before the world will see who he chose to give his final rose to. Ahead of the finale, body language expert Inba Honigman shared her insights on the leading man's current dating status. Honigman told Slingo she believes Ellis will walk away from the show the same way as he walked in, single. She thinks the reality star will decide against giving out a final rose based on his signs of nerves and discomfort. The expert stated, "If a list existed of all the different body language cues that spell out uncomfortable, Grant would be hitting every single one." To Honigman, Ellis's lips gave her a lot of information to work with. She continued, "At one point in the preview clip, his lips are tightened, which signifies distaste. Grant's eyes are lowered, showing that he's uncomfortable. We then see him biting both his lips, which shows his nerves and a desire to suppress emotions. He then purses his lips together and moves them to the side. This can be interpreted as a sign of strong disagreement." She also read the rest of his body, which showed the same signs of uncomfortability. Honigman mentioned, "He rubs his hands together, a mark of nervousness and a desire to move on." His hand then flies to his waistband, adjusting it, and we see him fiddling with his cuff. Clothes-fixing moves are signs of nerves, but also of a desire to be liked. Grant then grabs one of his hands with the other and tugs, which is a soothing gesture and demonstrates feelings of frustration. During the final car journey, the expert picked up on a repeated motion Ellis was doing. We see Grant rub his face again and again. One-handed, two-handed, mouth area, whole face. The variety of face rubbing styles is wide, but the emotion behind it is one. This extreme self-soothing touch is meant to comfort us at a time of high stress, anxiety, and tension. Based on his uneasy body language, the expert doesn't have a shadow of a doubt that he would like to be anywhere else, doing anything else, with absolutely anybody who's not associated with the show. Although he showed signs of uncertainty, Honigman believes he's sure of only one thing. She said, "He doesn't know what the right decision is, but he does know that he doesn't want to be the one making it. As much as he hates the idea of letting either lady down, chances are that he would choose to stay single," the expert concluded.
Grant Ellis wasn't supposed to end up alone. That's not how this was meant to go. After a season packed with candlelit dates, tense two-on-ones, hot air balloon kisses, exotic getaways, and some of the most emotional confessions in Bachelor history, everyone watching at home was sure of one thing: Grant was going to propose. And yet, under that final rose podium with the ocean wind tangling his hair, Grant stood, without a ring, without either woman, and with a confession that would shock the entire nation. "I just can't pretend anymore. I'm not ready. I'm not okay. I'm uncomfortable, uneasy, and I can't lead either of you on." Bachelor Nation imploded. The season that had it all. From the moment Grant Ellis was named The Bachelor, producers knew they had lightning in a bottle. The 33-year-old entrepreneur from Atlanta had charm, wit, humility, and piercing hazel eyes that could hold a camera still for 5 seconds longer than any editing room needed. Fans adored him after his appearance on Charity Lawson's season of The Bachelorette, where he bowed out early, citing that he didn't want to be someone's maybe. That line became iconic, printed on mugs, hoodies, even tattoos. So, when ABC offered him the lead role, Grant agreed. "I want to do this the right way. No games, no showmances, just love." He was clear about what he wanted: authenticity, depth, a woman who didn't crave fame but craved connection. And that's where the trouble began. The final two. His journey narrowed down to two women: Juliana Pasquarosa, a poised fashion influencer from New York, and Latia Gar, a bold and fiercely independent social worker from Seattle. They were as different as day and night. Juliana was the golden girl, elegant, camera-ready, and already loved by the Bachelor Instagram machine. She could walk red carpets and give quotes to Us Weekly without breaking a sweat. She was, in many eyes, the next Bachelor Nation queen. Latia, on the other hand, was raw. She didn't always know the right thing to say, and she didn't care if the cameras caught her crying ugly tears. She was there for Grant, truly there, and wasn't afraid to call him out when she felt he was holding back. To fans, it was obvious he'd choose Juliana for the fairy tale, but his heart clearly burned brighter around Latia. So, when the finale approached, the audience braced themselves for heartbreak. No one expected the heartbreak to hit everyone. I'm not who you want me to be. On finale day, the sun rose over the coast of Fiji. Latia stepped out of the limo first, which, as any Bachelor fan knows, almost always signals a rejection. But what followed wasn't a breakup. It wasn't a proposal either. It was a breakdown. Latia, Grant began, his voice trembling, you deserve someone who's certain, who doesn't hesitate, and I've been trying to silence this discomfort I've felt all week, this pressure, this uneasiness. Latia, wearing a crimson gown that shimmered like anger and heartbreak, narrowed her eyes. What are you saying? I'm saying I don't know how to do this without betraying myself, or you. So you're choosing Juliana? She asked, her voice steely. Grant hesitated. I don't know if I can choose anyone right now. The gasp from the crew off camera was audible. When Juliana arrived 20 minutes later, fully expecting a Neil Lane ring and a new Instagram contract as the Bachelor's chosen one, she was met with the same devastating honesty. I tried to picture life with you, and I saw the ease, the beauty, the perfection, but I also saw discomfort, uneasiness. I realized I'm chasing what I think people expect from me. Juliana stepped back, stunned. You're not choosing either of us? She asked. I'm choosing myself, Grant said. It was the most controversial finale since Juan Pablo. After the final rose. Sitting under the hot lights across from host Jesse Palmer, Grant faced the music. Jesse didn't hold back. Grant, fans are confused, angry even. They felt invested. Can you explain what happened? I spent the last few weeks of filming pretending everything was okay, but something didn't sit right in my gut. Every time I rehearsed what I'd say at the proposal with both of them, my chest tightened. You talked a lot about discomfort and uneasiness. Can you elaborate? I started realizing I was performing for the cameras, for the fans, for the women. And somewhere along the way, I lost the line between sincerity and survival. I didn't want to propose just to make good TV. I didn't want to pretend to be in love when all I felt was pressure. Fans were split. Some called him brave, others labeled him a coward. Latia appeared on stage and, to no one's surprise, didn't hold back. You told me I was the realest person here, but in the end, you weren't real with yourself. That hurts more than anything. Juliana, meanwhile, walked out like she'd been cheated on. You didn't just let us down. You let America down. But Grant stood by his choice. I didn't fall in love. I fell into expectation, he said. Behind the scenes. Producers were reportedly blindsided. According to insiders, the team had the final episode scripted down to the ring shot, the kiss, and the confetti. Grant went rogue, one staffer said. He refused to follow the ending. There were meetings, frantic meetings, the day before the finale. He said he couldn't fake it anymore. Honestly, we thought he was having a meltdown. A source close to Grant later revealed he'd confided in them during the final week of filming. He told me, I don't think I even believe in this process anymore. I think I'm broken. But others praised him. Former Bachelor Ben Higgins tweeted, takes guts to walk away from a staged ending. Respect. Meanwhile, former Bachelorette Katie Thurston simply posted, sometimes choosing yourself is the love story. A nation reacts. Bachelor Nation exploded. Hashtags like Grant did nothing wrong and Team Latia trended for days. Fans were divided. Grant is the most emotionally intelligent bachelor we've had in years. Grant wasted everyone's time. This isn't therapy, it's The Bachelor. He should have just picked Juliana. They were perfect. Even therapists weighed in.
One licensed psychologist tweeted, "What Grant did was avoid a trauma-bonding relationship. He recognized uneasiness as a sign, not a flaw. That's growth." Others accused him of being too self-aware to be a successful reality TV lead. He overthought it. He didn't want a love story, he wanted an existential breakthrough. Where are they now? Latia Gar is thriving. She went on to launch a nonprofit for women exiting domestic violence shelters, citing the experience of being disappointed on national television as a strange catalyst for rediscovering her voice. She thought I needed Grant's validation. Turns out I just needed closure, and I got it in the form of national embarrassment. Giuliana Pasquarosa signed a brand deal with a fashion house in Milan and is rumored to be dating a retired European soccer player. She recently posted a photo captioned, "No ring, no regrets." And Grant? He's reportedly in therapy. He's kept a low profile, only occasionally posting reflective messages on Instagram. One post showed him hiking in Colorado with a caption that read, "I found peace at the top. No cameras, no pressure, just clarity." Will he return? Rumors are swirling that ABC wants Grant back, not as a bachelor, but as a consultant for future leads. "He has insight we don't have," a producer told People. "He saw the machine from inside out and rejected it. That's fascinating to us." There's also speculation he could appear on Bachelor in Paradise, but insiders say he's not interested. He doesn't want a love story that begins in bikinis and tequila shots, a source said. He wants real, and, ironically, he may never find it inside Bachelor Nation again. Final chapter. The Bachelor who didn't choose anyone. Grant Ellis did the unthinkable. He chose no one, not because he was indecisive, not because he didn't feel anything, but because he felt too much. And those feelings didn't match the timeline, the pressure, or the forced fairy tale of a show built on climaxes. In an age of instant gratification and perfectly curated proposals, Grant's discomfort was a mirror, a reminder that not every love story ends in roses and rings. Sometimes it ends in reflection, in solitude, in healing. And maybe that's the most honest love story of all.